before I even pick it up.
Susie Cooper
has become so collectible. I mean, a long-running pottery from the 1920s to the 1980s, and in the 1930s they ran an advertising slogan saying that no home was complete without Susie Cooper pottery.
I know it's not my normal taste, but I actually quite like it.
Well, I think the great thing about Susie Cooper is the tremendous variety of styles they produced in the factory, and it's actually something I'm quite interested in too.
Susie Cooper's ceramics were particularly popular in the 1930s, when even the Queen Mother owned a tableware service. Because there is so much still in circulation, the stock at the Susie Cooper shop is constantly changing. Her work attracts a surprisingly wide variety of collectors, including trendy young 30-somethings like Bryn Youds. Bryn, who teaches design history in Weston-super-Mare, became friends with Susie Cooper and published a book about her in 1996, the year after she died.
She must have been a very strong woman.
Yeah, I mean, really forceful vision, very quiet in some sense, like in her demeanour. And one of the things that she always did was if someone told her that she couldn't do something, and particularly if it was a man actually, she would then go ahead and make sure that she did it.
Susie's most sought-after patterns are her flamboyant hand-painted Art Deco designs. One coffee can alone would now cost around £160, and a complete set like this one around £800. Bold and dramatic, she took her inspiration from Cubism and the Aztec temples. "Colour is courage" was one of the advertising slogans, and Susie certainly had the courage to succeed.
She always felt that she was going to make it. She told me that she never had any doubts at all that she was going to succeed, and this was largely because of her producing her own shapes in 1932. And this was the Castrol shape, and you can see some examples here. It really caused quite a stir in the industry with these supremely kind of functional designs whereby there was a lockable lid, and the snip on the spout paused supremely well.
And this actually...
That's right, this turns into a bowl in itself so you could serve things. And then, of course, with like the new space-saving kind of homes, these dishes were designed to stack on top of one another as well, so they could be then put into a cupboard.
Elegance with utility was another of Susie Cooper's advertising slogans. And looking at a lot of her 1930s designs, it seems hard to imagine now that they were considered very radical at the time. The Dresden spray lithograph was thought too outrageous to put into production, but she did it anyway, and it became a bestseller for 30 years.
I think one of the things that impressed me about Susie Cooper was the fact that a lot of designers get stuck in one mode, and she was actually very amenable to looking for new inspirations, like in the 60s when she went to London.
She went down Carnaby Street for inspiration. She came back with a fantastic, very youthful Carnaby Daisy design, and also the design here, the Harlequinade design, which came in like these lava lamp, brightly coloured, clashing blobs. And she's a woman in her, her late 60s designing these really radical, cutting-edge designs.
Susie Cooper was 83 when she retired, but she carried on working at home until her death 10 years later. It's her centenary next year, so sooner rather than later is the time to check out this domestic pottery.